Yes, here I am in my car, and I am in the parking lot of a local Walmart superstore. If you're not familiar with a Walmart, some of you in some countries might not know what a Walmart is, but maybe you don't, but they're everywhere. But I'm in the parking lot of Walmart about to go inside and to see what options are available these days for watches. Now, there used to be a day when a person could go inside a Walmart and find a decent timepiece. But I don't know what they have today. The last time I went in, though, the pickings weren't that great. So we're going to see what's available and how much they are. Will you go with me? Great. Let's go find out what's in there. All right, inside the Walmart, this is our watch selection. It's pretty slim. You got two different sides of one aisle. You got George watches, Casio, Timex, and the Casios aren't that bad if you can get past a mom and her sunglass search on the other side of the counter. Lady, will you please cut it out? I guess not. Well, the G-Shocks are not bad watches. Nobody can fault you for wanting to get a G-Shock, even a baby G if it fits your wrist. The prices here are okay, and there's nothing wrong with that either. It's just that the selection is not that great, and they evidently don't care too much about replacing them. Probably get one on sale. Now, these Timex UFC watches, to each his own. I guess whatever floats your boat. I'm not that big into UFC, and I'm okay with a few Timex, but UFC and Timex, I'm not too sure about. I don't know what that says or would say about me. I don't think so. But the rest of the watches out here, there are a few that we could look at. Let's start with this little basic Casio. It's $16.88. You could get it a little less off of Amazon, and maybe off of Walmart.com. But I think what's really funny is that it's so inexpensive, you have to be reminded it's not a toy. It is a watch. Now it's very inexpensive. It's a 35 millimeter case, resin case. Not much to it other than that. No Japanese movement. But here you have a little bit better, a little bit more of an upgrade with the FT500WC, which is, Forester. Not a bad little inexpensive Casio. We're talking about a 41 millimeter case and 11 millimeter thickness, nylon, probably strap. But again, this is not a toy. This is an actual watch. But this one, made in China. Let's see, what else we got here? Oh, this one is one of my favorites. I actually have a couple of these. Would love to do an oil fill on one, but these little MRW200H made in Japan Casios are just great little inexpensive watches, and they look good too. Now, if one was just too small for you and you need a little bit bigger dial, here's you one for just a few dollars more. Can't tell you what model it is, but it's $26 and it's got a white face to it. Or how about for $43, the heir apparent to the Timex Marlin, the Timex Easy Reader with Indiglo, 35 millimeter, do it all type of watch. Or if you want an Expedition, now these Expeditions from Timex, these are pretty tough little watches that will, go anywhere, do anything. You might not want to go swimming with them, but hey, you go out in the wilderness with them, and you have, a choice of a few colors: black, green, it's like the forest, or a nice cool blue. I like the blue. Now let's look over to the other side of the aisle and look at some of these other watches, the George watches. Believe it or not, George watches is the brand that Walmart sells. Their brand, George, is actually made by Fossil. Most people don't know that. Fossil and Walmart went into a contract about 2005 the brand George watches, and they're pretty inexpensive. $10.98, and you can have a plethora of choices. Now, quality, as you can see, like as in this case, isn't exactly something you want to write home about, but if you want a quartz watch to keep time, here's you a quartz watch. And here's you a watch that can keep time with a vegan leather strap. I did not even know they made such things. Vegan cows, maybe that's where artificial milk comes from. Oh, but let's not forget Armitron. Armitron is actually an American-owned company, even though everything they have is made in China, I think. But they do offer a few more choices. Yep, a few choices in the $25 range. Some watches that make you look like you're wearing an iPhone, or I mean, not iPhone, Apple Watch. And I don't know, I've never looked at these before. They might be a decent little watch. They're different looking, aren't they? And then you've also got some others, different sizes, a little smaller. And then you've got some colorful $25 Armitrons that look like Casios. Well, what do you think about those options? I mean, if you're really desperate for a watch, now desperate might not be a nice word. That sort of implies things that I don't want to imply. But if you really want a watch and you're not really wanting to spend a lot of money for one, and you might think $50 on Amazon is too much to pay for something, then, you know, Walmart's got some watches that if you needed, you know, it would probably carry you through an apocalypse. Decent G-Shock, that and, you know, a Timex Expedition, you know, those are respectable watches in their own right. There you have it. That's what's available at least one Walmart. I'm not going to go to every one of them, but I think they're pretty much the same now. They just don't have what they used to have because watches just are not as popular as the Apple Watch. And that makes me sad. But we can change that, can't we? At least we can try. You and me both. So tune in next time. I hope that you've enjoyed this one. Let me know in the comments. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it. And thank you again for all of those who have subscribed already and taken us over the 1,000 mark. We'll be getting a giveaway together soon. Have a great day. Have a great, wonderful day. And remember, watch is already placed. The time is not.